Hey YouTube, it's Tommy G, and welcome to Fireside Friday, a new series where we go to the Need Advice subreddit, we read some things off, and we give some people advice. Hope you enjoy. Here we go. So this guy, he says, I have an easy job with good pay and short hours. It sounds good, and it is/was. But now I'm just permanently bored with loads of free time. As my friends are committing to relationships and growing up, I find myself alone in a lot of my free time, and I'm not really qualified to do much else. Any normal job I might get would be way less money and way more time. I feel like I'm floating through life. I play a lot of sports to keep occupied, but even that's starting to wear thin. So this guy is in a predicament. He has a good paying job, but he's not very well apt to do anything else. He doesn't want to quit that because he'd get less money, but he has too much free time. So this to me brings the topic of having a sort of hobby or a goal or a skill that you want to learn. Something in the terms of learning an instrument, learning how to craft something, like learning wood, learning how to work with metal, learning how to work with electronics. Anything that takes a very long amount of time to learn how to do is something that I think this guy could very much benefit from. Because the thing about it is, when you start something like music, you're not going to be good in the beginning. But as you keep working at it, or as you keep practicing, you get better and better. But you never reach a point of being good enough. And not reaching that point of being good enough gives you something that you can keep working on for the rest of your life that never gets boring. Because as you get better, you notice more things wrong, you want to fix those, you start working with or performing with in the case of arts, or you start maybe making money from what you're doing, and you become more invested in it and you like it more. So to this guy, all I can really say is that use that free time and pick up a hobby, pick up a craft, pick up a trade, something you enjoy working with, whether it's working with wood and crafting things, whether it's music, whether it's anything, electronics or fitness, but take it to the next level. Don't just use it as a hobby. Always try to be better at it and use that free time to learn more things about yourself and what you like to do. I can guarantee you that that job that you have won't be as hard, and you might actually learn something that you could turn into a job. Hope it helps. Now, the second person we have here says, as an 18-year-old, what are some must-knows about living on my own? Okay, so there's a few ways we can approach this. We can approach it financially, or basic household things you need to know how to do, and then social skills, acceptable ways to handle things. I assume, being 18, that you are entering college, and that's why you're going to be living on your own. So the first thing we have is finances. If you're going to college and you're living off campus or in an apartment, first of all, you need to know if anyone's going to help you. Like, if your parents are going to help you being the age of 18, you need to know that money. And then wherever you move to, you got to get a job. You don't know how much that pays, how much you need to work to build a support. So at first, I would make a budget. I would say, well, my rent is $500 a month. Go to the store one day, go to the grocery store, buy food for a week. Say, well, I can guess that my food's going to be $50 for a week. Maybe higher, maybe lower. It depends on how well you eat. After a month or two, you'll know my electricity is going to be $50 a month. My other utilities are, another $50 a month or whatever. So if you know that your budget of things you have to live, say, is $800 a month, then you need to make sure that from all your sources of income, you make at least that a month. That is one of the biggest things. You got to live. make a budget, know how much you need to work, get a job, work it so you can live. And then we come on to basic household tasks that you need to be able to do, such as cooking and cleaning. So really what that entails is being proactive. You're going to have to go to a store, to a grocery store, buy groceries, plan out what you're going to eat. And in today's day and age, you can go to the internet and search, hundreds of thousands of simple recipes to make if you're not a good cook. But then you've got to realize that you need to clean it. One of the easiest ways to stay happy and to stay in a nice living condition when you first move out on your own is to clean things regularly and not let things pile up. And it's also, especially in the case of dishes, much easier to clean. Much easier to clean if you clean it more quickly. So cleaning, cooking, laundry. You have to have clothes to wear to work or to school or just generally in public, and you want to make sure you keep up with your laundry and your hygiene. Those are things that when you first move away can easily become, I don't have to take care of that because I'm on my own. But you really should take care of that on a regular basis. So really, if I was going to give you any must-knows about living on your own, it's learn how to cook, learn how to be proactive in planning for a budget, planning for your work, school, groceries, but planning everything you need to do so that you can learn how to have a schedule and live by that. Because that will make your life much simpler and much easier. So we have be proactive, learn how to cook, clean, and generally just take responsibility for your actions. Take responsibility for you living on your own, and you'll be fine. Hope that helps. Now we got our last person here. And this one's a lot less serious. He says, well, I already have an Xbox One with around 10 to 15 games. I don't know if I should buy a PlayStation 4 when No Man's Sky comes out in July. Also, I probably wouldn't start buying other games for PlayStation 4 because I already play Xbox and have all these achievements. So, this is a quite less serious topic than before, but it still does involve some thought. So firstly, we have to take into account budget. Do you have the money or do you not? If you have the $350, $400 to put down on the PlayStation 4 plus the game, then go for it. But you also have to consider how much of your budget is it. If it's a very large portion of your budget, it may not be a smart thing just for possibilities of future costs that you have to pay. But if you have the money and it's not going to hurt you in the future, there's no reason not to. So in that case, I'd go for it. But then the next question you have to ask is, how much enjoyment are you going to get out of this game? Because if you really only play the one game on the PlayStation 4, that could be considered quite a waste of money. And in reality, I think you could find much better uses for that money than one game. Especially something that, if you're into it, you could probably watch someone else play and still get quite a bit of enjoyment. But it depends. It may be something that is entirely worth $350. Especially if there's other exclusives to the PlayStation that you do enjoy. So ultimately, it comes down to your budget, if you can afford it without it affecting you in the long run. And then, is this one game you want to play worth the $350 plus? But if you have the money and it's worth it, go for it. There's no problem about getting the PlayStation 4. Hope that helped. Hey guys, just wanted to thank y'all for watching, making it to the end. I hope y'all enjoyed this Fireside Friday, and I'll see y'all next week. Have a good day.